Hello and welcome back to Fatal 12. On the last episode we and I don't want to say Naomi we ran into the same person who we met on the train at the very beginning. I say we ran into, we saw them, we don't know, we had a discussion whether it's safe for Naomi to get involved, and then we followed them back to this house. Whether it's their house or not, I don't know, but we're about to find out, so time to dive in. After 30 minutes of tailing her, we finally reached some what seems to be her destination. Upon leaving Shinjuku Station, she takes the Chow line all the way to the residential district. Judging by her familiarity with the area, she must live around here. She certainly doesn't look Japanese, but there aren't any hotels around here. That means she probably isn't here on holiday with her family, unlike Sonia. That only leaves one alternative. It's hardly surprising though. A lot of foreigners live in this area. Okay, here we go. She stops in front of and then makes her way into one of the houses. There we go. Seems like a pretty old place. Older than the houses around it, anyway. Another thing that makes it stick out is how run down it is. A decent earthquake could probably shake it down with ease. I'm hardly a pro when it comes to tailing people, but I think it's safe to say that I wasn't noticed. There's no need for me to escalate things yet, so I check out the nameplate of the entrance and making sure she's gone inside. It's a bit faded, but enough to make out. Not enough to make it legible. Yoshizuka. Right. I don't even know if that's pronounced correctly, but safe to say that's the surname of the house's owner. Does that apply to her though? My instinct says no. In fact, it's entirely possible that she's squatting in an empty house for some temporary lodging. Ducking behind a wall of the house next door, I try to eavesdrop on any conversation going on. Lucky for me, I'm able to hear something. Nothing specific, but the walls are thin enough to leak out voices from inside. Sounds like there's at least two people inside. Is that including the person we're following or not? One is likely the girl, but the other sounds like an old man. I guess the latter owns the place, which means the girl is probably staying with his permission. I wonder, does my card book work on conversations involving someone who isn't a participant? No. Why would it give you information about someone else? Considering I was able to hold a conversation with one of the one tourist from before I even knew anything about Divine Selection, it's probably safe to assume it does. What, are we on about just translations, or? Because why would it give you information about someone who's not a participant? I should head back. It's my best option for now, especially when I can't make out exactly what they're saying. Guess as I'm about to walk away, a passerby starts talking to me. She's in her early 40s and carrying a bag from the supermarket. I assume she's trying to buy things for dinner. Local house. Are you an acquaintance of Mr. Yoshizuka? No, not quite, no. I'm first taken back, but she might know something about the girl if she lives in this area. When did that foreign child start living here? Oh, I see that's caught your attention as well. Her face twists into a sly grin in addition to her response. I know her type. That's the exact same impression made by the kids at school when they gossip about others. No uncertain why, but at some point he just cut off ties with the outside world. He rarely leaves the house, so for a time, rumours kept spreading about how he starved himself to death. But then we noticed him lurking around and it carried on with our lives. It doesn't help the case that the old folks dying all alone is on the rise too. But anyway, people first noticed that girl around a month or so back. Rumour has it that there's some dubious circumstances between them. In fact, some say that he used her to frequent certain illicit establishments, and that's a child. Oh goodness me, I shouldn't tell you a young lady such things. Yeah, it doesn't sound very, it sounds like a very malicious gossip. That's funny. The look on her face practically screams that she wants to keep going. So no one knows who she really is? That's right, all sorts of bad rumours surrounding that man, including his nefarious deeds abroad. So no one wants to get too involved. Of course, nobody wants to risk earning his wrath by reporting him to the police either. I've even heard rumours about how the girl has some sort of illness, which is even more reason for folks to keep their nose clean. You're probably best off not getting involved either. Thanks for your concern. Just listening to her gab on has just annoyed me. I won't judge anyone haphazardly. I won't judge anyone for hazarding a guess about something. But using it as an excuse to spread unsavory rumours about him feels wrong. Plenty of older people live by themselves, so why would they make comments at his expense about it? Having given her my thanks, I used it as an excuse of my own to cut the conversation off there. My own seems to be on the mark at least. Might be able to find something about the girl if I talk to him. I should head home for now though. I still got the store to attend. I make sure to message Naomi on the way home. I assume she's worried about me, all things considered. No point giving an in-depth report, so I just text a quick summary. It doesn't take long for her to reply, telling me that to get in touch if I need help. I said something similar when we split up too. Something's definitely suspicious about the situation between those two. Cool. I'm curious about her thoughts on the matter, but that would just invite the same gossip as the lady. I need to handle this on my own. It's down to me to gather as much information as possible, or as I can. Instead, I simply reply with an "it's all good," to which you respond with an emoji. I need to handle this on my own. It's down to me to gather. It's just that's just the same text twice. Hold on, there's no inventory, is there? No history. Summary, nope. But yeah, no, that literally said the same thing twice. It's caught me off guard. I thought I went backwards by accident. I probably open the store as soon as I get back. A few people swing by, but no one stays for long because it's a weeknight. Once 9 PM rolls around, I close up shop. Miara stops by around then, just like she said she would. Hey there. Hey yourself, let me get you some coffee. Thanks. Should you really been giving out freebies though? I nod and follow up by telling her that we might just be here a while. After making enough for the both of us, I move over to our usual table. Is it safe to assume that you're looking to confirm certain things with me? Yeah. She wastes no time in getting to the meat of things. She takes a sip of her coffee before going on. Delicious as ever. Thanks, but let's not get off topic. Well, it may make sense that she would want to get off topic. She doesn't want to tell you anything. That night, when I caught you and Sonia discussing something, it was about the cause of my death card, right, wasn't it? Yep. I bet you hadn't anticipated her being in possession of one of your cards. She didn't keep it a secret with any bad intentions, though. Apparently, she just didn't want you to suspect her even more. Can't blame her, considering how I acted when we first met. Anyone in your position would have done the same. That's why I made a point to confirm with her whether or not she had any of our cards. As it turns out, she also had your name card. Right. She mentioned that she regretted her choice. That it would have been better to have thrown her fear and not free of not being trusted and told us the whole truth. Doesn't that mean Odette knows all of our cards? That sounds just like her. No argument there. It's almost upsetting how innocent that girl was. Technically you've killed. Memories of us sitting together at this very table would come flooding back. It was like there was nothing more than three friends hanging out. You know that number 11 is looking to eliminate as many people as she can. So I want to make sure that she can't get her hands on my cards. More importantly though, the prospect of her snatching up your cards terrified me. And that's why you opted to eliminate Sonia instead. I hesitated to press the issue any further. Mainly because it involves questioning how she can be so calm and collected in the face of all this. It's entirely possible that I'll hear something I don't want to ask. And yet, I end up asking anyway. How can you stay so calm after elimination? Does it mean nothing to you? Is there any need to waste time? What? Is there any need to waste my time feeling upset? I can't bring myself to snap anything back to her. That's the exact response I was afraid to hear. It's not like I don't understand her point. I know there's no point in being upset. You honestly have no issue taking that stance? I don't. My course was set the moment I learned that you're a participant. Right. I don't actually know how to process what Miharu's going on about, really. Because, honestly, well, obviously I can't say if I was in this situation since, well, obviously I wouldn't know how I would act in this situation, but at the current moment, I don't feel like I would be comfortable someone desperately trying to kill themselves for me. Like, fair enough, like, working together, like, Odette and Federico, those two, the way those two work together, that's what I'd be used to. Whereas Miharu just outright, like, saying, no, I'll protect you, that's not a thing that people do. My life exists solely for yours now. I wish you stopped saying that. Yeah, same. I've heard it more than I've ever wanted. I can't help but be blunt. While I expected such a reply, it's still not what I wanted to hear. I don't have it in me to say anything more, though. It's barely been a day since it happened, so I can understand why you're distraught. In fact, your ability to worry like this is one of your stronger points. The tone of her voice doesn't falter. What is it with this action music, by the way? We should probably just wrap things up for the night. We should probably wrap it up for the night, though. Although, would you mind if I stayed a bit longer? I haven't got to finish my coffee yet. My response is a quick nod. Just as she said, I'm still distraught over what happened. What's worse, it seems to be getting more aggravated at night. I end up waiting for my mom to finish her coffee. Can't bring myself to look at her in the eye during the time, not even once. Well then, I should go for now. Or should I be going now? Mind waiting a minute? I stop her just as she gets ready to walk out. There's still one important question left for me to ask. The previous surname was Hebinata, right? I know there've been issues at home and stuff, but I was always curious why I didn't have your card name. And then it triggered when Hebinata Magiru rather than Mishima Miharu. So Mishima Miharu is on my family's register, just so you know. Yeah, so it creates a whole lot of doubt when it comes to the criteria of creating cards. Yes. And those doubts aren't unfounded. Our lovely little goddess seems to have skimmed over the explanation relating to the process. You could call it a loophole of sorts. I managed to catch a brief glimpse of sadness in her expression. There's no doubt that she's not very comfortable discussing this topic, and yet she does her best to act unfazed for my sake. I make no effort to stop her though. She knows that I've noticed, which is why she's bothering to explain it in the first place. First things first, I need to apologise for not telling you the truth. Her expression grows more pained as she says that. I feel kind of sad about it, kind of bad about it, so I can only imagine how she feels. The only way I can explain is by divulging even more about myself. I said that my surname became Mishima after my parents got divorced, but it was not quite right. You know full well that my mother isn't the greatest person in the world. In fact, let me make that clear that I love her. She talked about me. She talked to me about her mother before, albeit briefly, about her habit of washing money and her failure to do any chores, for instance, or wasting money. That's why Mihiro has several part-time jobs and has to deal with the household chores as well. Unlike most students of Mecha, she's far more financially sound. The only reason she can attend is due to a scholarship. If I had things my way, I'd take my father's surname, but alas, I'm stuck with this one. Okay. I mean, to be fair, your mother's is easier to pronounce, but I sense that there's a lot more than this that she's telling me. It's likely that everything she suffered through links back to whatever it could be. You'd think that the rules pertaining to our individual cards would be grounded with logic. But that isn't the case. In fact, it seems to rely far much more on one personal perception. You can't make blind guesses when it comes to someone's cause of death in regret cards. Knowledge of the events surrounding them is a requirement. Each participant's perception of those events take priority. In other words, there's no universal criteria in place for participants when it comes to creating a new card. That's the point. That's Megiro's point. What? There's no universal criteria in place. Okay, so when we believe it's enough information, we get the cards. I'm confused. Like, because it sounds like the cards are going based on biologically. Well, actually, no, that's a good point. I can't say that, can I? No, it started off as Hebinata, then the divorce happened. So, yeah, right? In my case, I've yet to accept my name is really Mishima Miharu. To be fair, that also reminds me, why doesn't everyone start with their own information cards? If that's why so that's why your card is the way it is, considering our cards as linked to the dream world, a deep part of me, part of the psyche. I really must be against taking Mishima name. then it might be a lot more logical than you think. Think about it. No one's born with a name, so it's on someone to give them one. The names aren't set in stone either. If it weren't for Keiko, I probably would have agreed with Miharu. Okay, so the name only applies as identity. So hypothetically, if you like, for example, best I can think of is the fictional character Bruce Wayne / Batman, because Batman is so traumatized. He's full of so much trauma. He believes Batman is the main identity, and Bruce Wayne is the alter ego. So much so that I don't know if it was the Joker, but they got a hold of Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, used it on Batman, and they asked him, what is your secret identity? And because Batman believes so deeply that Bruce Wayne is the alter ego, his secret identity would have been Batman, and that's where he responds with that he's Batman. So yeah, I guess that would, yeah. So if it weren't for Keiko, I probably would have, yeah. But now, this is how I truly feel. This is how I feel truly. Surnames change all the time due to marriage. Not only that, but you can even get it changed legally, so if so inclined. It's not always cut and dry like that, sure, but names are still something that reflect a person's individuality over all else. I certainly hadn't thought about it that way. Perhaps my concern about my name was obstructing my outlook on the bigger picture. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Still, I feel a bit like my doubts have been cleared up. Sorry for the confusion. Nah, don't worry about it. We've all got our baggage. It'll always be the same Miharu to me, regardless of what happens. She giggles with a smile in response to my proclamation. And then it's not a forced smile either. It's sincere. What a relief. While slightly off topic, I was worried that you'd start to avoid me after that, or what I said in the Court of Fate. Really? You knew exactly what you were doing. Assuming things went as planned, then some of the other participants may be giddy over how we got into a big fight. Yeah, makes sense. I have nothing more to say to you at the moment. The other participants must have figured out that our friendship because of how we talked to each other since the very first election. In fact, Sonia assumed that we were friends from the start too. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Indeed, regardless. I should be on my way. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, take care. Obviously we're gonna save. Because, okay, well, we do sadly know the type of person Miharu is. So, if I say see you tomorrow, I would hope it means that we guaranteed to see her tomorrow, in the sense that she's safe. Because I don't know what okay take care would imply. So I'm gonna go with I'll see you tomorrow. In the attempts of making Miharu think, oh, okay, then Rinka wants to see us tomorrow. Maybe giving us something positive to look forward to. I'll see you tomorrow. He smiles and makes an ever so elegant exit from the stall. Funny, I made coffee thinking we'd talk for a while, but the real conversation only began after we finished drinking it. I take a moment to stare at Miharu's empty cup before getting back to my usual routine. Morning already. Tuesday. I slept so soundly last night that I didn't even dream. Dreams. Hard to believe such a concept has taken a whole new meaning for me. I'd never considered the possibility that a whole other world exists within our dreams. That reminds me, if you win, do you get to keep memories of what happened? Or is it just you remember doing all the research on people for some reason, and then or even that get cut out as well? So you forget everything in the dream world, you forget all the research you've done, and just all the casual, just idle daily life you get to keep. Not to mention a goddess like Parker, coming along and connecting me with others throughout the said worlds. I mean, who could imagine meeting complete strangers within your own dreams? It'd be a romanticized situation if this were a shoujo manga, I'm sure. I cast my mind back to the other participants' appearances. That's when I remembered something crucial. There's an old man. Oh, really? And they're teaming up. Let's see, do we have our card still? Card book. No, we don't seem to have seen them yet. So they're either what? Number 7? Wait, hold on. 9. So number 9 or number 5. I can count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. I can count, I just need to use my fingers, that's all. That's why I chose the lowest number I can think of. That isn't negative. Nomi's message from yesterday springs to mind. She said that she's definitely... there's something... she said that there's definitely something suspicious about the girl and where she's staying. It's not just any old man either, he's Japanese. That man is number V. Okay, so he's number 5. Okay then. So, since we know his surname, is that enough to, might be on something. Actually, I should have called it on right away. There's still plenty of time before I need to be at school. I want to try something. My decision, I make my way to the old man's house. How late does school start? Fortunately, I make my way to I make it all the way without getting lost. It's a pretty tricky road after all, but jotting down the street address yesterday turned out to be worth it. But I probably wouldn't have been fine without it, considering I've somehow managed to memorize the route. This is it. I make my way. I make sure to keep some distance away to avoid anything suspicious. It may be early in the morning, but people are still passing through. Once the area empties out, I checked inside his mailbox. I feel pretty bad about doing this, but it's necessary. There are a slew of letters in here, definitely more than a day's worth. Most of them are from old debt collectors. Not just from one collection agency either. There are multiple different senders. I ignore all of that and grab a random letter and remove it from the box. I want to see whom it's addressed, of course. Yoshizuka. Oh no, come on. Shigetsu Ugu? Oh no, Shigetsu Gu. Shigetsu Gu. There we go, that might got easier to get used to. Shigetsu Gu. That's to be the name of the old man living there. Just to be sure, I checked a few of the letters. They all cite the same name. All that's left is the glimpse his face. I could have waited for him to leave the house, but I need to remain mindful of the time. I mean, shouldn't we already see his face if he's a participant? As important as it is, I still have school. Helps that I'm probably the safest there too. Just as I decide to stick around as long as I can, I notice 2 figures in the distance. 2 figures that that I recognize even. One male and one other female, both foreigners and tall. It's them. Odette and Frederico. There's still plenty of distance between us, so I can't make out their faces. Not that I need to. I can tell it's based on them based on the silhouettes. Not only are they participants, but they're also the most dangerous duo by far. Yeah, Federico looks incredibly tall. But yeah, number 3 and number 11, Federico Cominati and his partner. I instinctively duck for cover. They have to be targeting the girl. Either that or they're looking into the relationship between her and the old man, just as I am. Assuming he turns out to be a participant, it's likely they've tracked him down to here. And number 11 is carrying a notepad. I assume she's gotten a hold of his distress somehow. In that case, he must be coming for him instead of the girl. After all, she wouldn't be listening to the living here. Just as I'm deciding whether I should stick around and head to school or not, the front door popped open. Noticing this, the duo jerked into a nearby alley. From what I can tell, number 11 is the one who prompted them to do so. That surprises me. She seems like the kind of person to leap in when the opportunity presents itself, so I don't expect her to tread carefully. Both the girl and the old man are likely aware of the situation they put themselves in, so it's only natural for them to scout out the surroundings before they leave the house. Deciding that the coast is clear, the door springs open. Do we not see you go? That's... I pause at the back all of a sudden. The moment the old man steps in front of the house, in fact, it's when I become certain that he is Higetsugu. His appearance matches the one I saw in the dream, a tenacious-looking old man. I got the impression that he was a shut-in of sorts before, but his current attire of a sweater and loose pants says the opposite. Okay, well, apparently we don't get to see them, so number 11 and Federico remain hidden for some reason. Either way, I'll have to call it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully I can see you in the next one. And with that, goodbye.